We're going back to Gary, baby! Yay!
Go, go, go! That's awesome!
Alright guys, we are on the barge going to Gary once again. This time, for the first time ever, I have my sister coming along and our whole family so I can show them the place I love most.
Hi guys, we're the Sunny Bells traveling with the Adventuring Pals, this time to Gary. It's our first Gary trip and we're super excited to go. I'm Pratika, Elvin's sister.
I'm Vic, Elvin's brother-in-law.
I'm Arya, I'm Mama's niece. I'm Evelyn, and I'm Mama's niece.
We're looking for our first trip. Let's go. Hi guys, we are on the barge and we're almost at Fraser. Look at the view. Getting excited now. See you in a bit.
After getting off the barge, we stopped at the sandbar and used their toilets, let the kids get their relief before we hit the tracks. Alright guys, well we are on the sand and as you can see, it's really nice and firm after all that rain we've had, eh? It's like driving on a bloody dirt road. Yes, like so often with our trips to Gary, we got a lot of rain in the days before our trip and even while we were on the island. This makes it easy to drive on the sand as you're not going to get bogged easily, but it does make the tracks really bumpy and therefore very slow going. But I'll tell you what, I really do like it when it rains on Gary because driving through the rainforest while it's raining is something really nice to experience.
I'm back again. So we've been at Fraser for probably half an hour and we are taking the inland track through to Lake McKenzie where we'll have a nice refreshing swim. First impressions of Gary is that it's beautiful and amazing, and I'm going to ask each of my family members for one word that describes Gary so far. So mine is tranquil. Vic?
Yeah, good eye.
Aria, what do you think?
Bright, very bright.
Bright. Everly?
Refreshing.
Refreshing. So there you go. First time Gary tourist, if you would say. They're our first impressions of Gary. It is very beautiful and it's like almost a different country. So I'll flick over and you can see the beautiful rainforest we're driving through at the moment.
Alrighty, we're at it. The first place to stop when we are exploring Gary, of course, Lake McKenzie. Let's get down there and check it out. As we walk down to the lake and just as we glimpse the beautiful Lake McKenzie, we also glimpse this little mate on the steps. Don't worry, this guy is harmless to humans anyway. It's a little python. Here, Logan.
They're slippery. They have these scales. Now these scales could slip out. Bye-bye.
How do you disappear into there?
Oh my god.
I can't get over this water. Damn. So blue.
We decided to skip on the crowds, went for a bit of a walk and found the beach all to ourselves.
Wow!
That's a bit better. Was that worth the walk or what? Yep.
Oh my god.
Sorted.
Dad, did you know there was a marsh fly?
Hey, it's a bit better. Get away from the crowds and you came to Lake McKenzie. Do it there too. Alright, let's get in the water because there's a hot. Woohoo!
Don't mind if I say that I love you, 'cause there's so many ways that I want to carve out our names, board a last minute plane, just us two. We can chase the sun as it sets in the mountains. Find luck like a bet in Greek fountains, or lay lazy in bed with your head on my chest.
After a good couple of hours enjoying Lake McKenzie, we were back on the track and quickly came across this guy in a bit of trouble. All this rain has been cutting away at the track, causing some big step-ups. And this one has caught this guy out. We all lent a hand, and pretty soon they were back on their way without any damage to the track. Alright, well that was a bit exciting getting that trailer out, and we've just come down a bit further to finally got to Central Station. About 30 seconds before we parked up, both the boys have just gone out. So, and the rain has come in too nicely, so good time to just sit in the car and wait a bit. Alright, got a bit of a break in the rain, so let's go do this. Yeah. Where are we? Central Station, baby.
Hi.
Okay. Transition. Sitting in the central high dunes of the island, Central Station is surrounded by mature kauri pines, bunya pines, satnays and flooded gums. This beautiful rainforest area offers a chance to reflect on the island's significant past and World Heritage values and cultural significance. Information panels explain the island's history and its extraordinary flora and fauna. Central Station is the departure point for a number of walks. We took on the Wathumba Creek boardwalk, just a 900-meter walk that takes you along the beautiful Wathumba Creek. Now I know the water looks very cool and inviting, but please do not swim or walk in the creek. It has great cultural and environmental significance. As we were about to exit the Wathumba Creek walk, we saw this little fella right on the side of the walking track. This is actually the second time we have seen this guy in 2 different trips. After this, we made our way back through the inland tracks to Yurong and to check into our accommodation at Yurong Second Valley. For the rest of the afternoon and into the evening, we enjoyed our Airbnb accommodation. We had a few drinks, had a good feed to celebrate the birthday of my brother-in-law.
Happy birthday, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you. Hooray!
Alrighty guys, wow, we are in day 2. The tide is coming up. We're about 2 hours before the high tide. The beach is pretty flat, so it's going to come up pretty quick. But we're just sneaking up the beach quickly while we have the chance to get the Cornwall's break. Oof, water everywhere. It's raining too. Just to get a Cornwall's break so we can cut in and get off the beach before the tide gets too high, and then we can do a few things inland again. So we're going to aim to go to Lake Wabby. Probably won't be able to do much boogie boarding down there because the sand might be a bit too wet, but it's still cool to go for a swim there. Anyway, I'm excited to show my sister and my brother-in-law, because he is just as much of a fish fanatic like me. So there's big catfish in there we can swim with, and pretty excited to do that. See you in a bit. Okay, a little dingo over there. The girls in the other car haven't seen one yet. I showed Vic one yesterday.
That's the 2 Wangari.
Yeah, so anyway, it's cool to see their first dingo on Fraser Island, or Wangari.
Go, go, go! That's awesome!
Well, after that awesome bit of fun going down the dunes into Lake Wabby, we had a bit of lunch, then hit the beach again. Next stop was the famous Eli Creek. Eli Creek is the largest creek on the eastern beach of Gari. It pours up to 4 million litres of clear, beautiful fresh water into the ocean every hour. Eli Creek is popular for picnicking and swimming, and there's a nice boardwalk that follows the creek inland through some banks here in Pandanus. Swimming or floating down the swiftly flowing creek from the bridge at the far end of the boardwalk is an invigorating experience. And if you're keen, take your goggles because there is a lot of wildlife under the surface. Alright guys, let's go for another day. This is day 3. Sun is finally shining. Weather is sweet. 6 AM, not even. It's 5 to 6. We're about to hit the beach again. Today's mission, it's actually Vic's birthday today. So we're going to treat him and head all the way up to Champaign pools. So because the high tide is about 11, we're getting on the beach nice and early. Get up there for the high tide and enjoy the day there before we can drive back after the tide starts going out again. The beach is looking great. Oh my god, how nice. Just north of Eli Creek lies one of Fraser Island's most iconic landmarks. The most famous of many wrecks on the island is of course the SS Maheno. The Maheno started its life back in 1905 as a turbine-driven steamer. It served as a luxury cruise liner transporting passengers between Auckland and Sydney. Then in 1915 she was converted and served as a hospital ship in World War I. After the war she returned to her regular duties transporting passengers between Australia and New Zealand. But by 1935, modern diesel engines were all the rage and she was left to be sold to a shipwrecker in Osaka, Japan. Unfortunately, however, during her transportation to Japan, there was a massive storm that came through and broke the tow rope, leaving her lost at sea with a crew of 8 for 3 days before being discovered on the coast of Gari. Failed attempts to refloat her has left her sitting on the beach, rusting away into the waves for all of us to enjoy now.
Hi, so we just visited the Maheno Ship Wreck at Gari, and it's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. You don't realise how spectacular it is until you see it in real life. Look at that beauty.
After a brief stop at the Maheno, we kept smashing it up north, past the beautiful landscapes and the local wildlife. Oh, that's a sight you don't see too often. Champaign pools is entirely empty except for us, of course. Early bird gets the worm, eh? We're here nice and early. The run here was a lot quicker than I anticipated, but that means we've just got lots of time to spend and have the pools all to ourselves soon.
And we even saw a dead sea snake. Our 3rd snake in the day.
Yeah, true. It's a very snaky trip, this one. We're seeing snakes everywhere, live and dead.
I'm going to be a big spider soon.
Yep, she's turned it on. It's nice and hot. Rain has cleared away. Got a bit of rain on the drive here, but here we go on the way to Champaign pools. Wow, have a go at this view, guys. Oh, there it is, Indian Head.
Yeah.
We can see a ship. What do you reckon, guys? Good view? Well, she's not the clear, crystal clear Champagne waters like we used to, but nonetheless, it'll be nice for a swim. When we got down to the water, we found a lot of weed and jellies about. And because we've had so many reports of irukandji around the island, we decided not to risk it to swim here, and we went to Orchid Beach to grab a pie.
Well guys, unfortunately we couldn't make it to Champaign pools, but on our way to Orchid, it was just too dirty out there, as you can see. So we'll take the kiddies and we'll go and check it out. Catch us later.
We got to Orchid Beach and stopped in at the Driftwood Bar, had a pie, had a drink and a good discussion on what to do next. We decided then to cross the island and head over to Wathumba Creek to check it out. And when we got there, wow, what a beauty of a spot.
I was waking up this morning, waking up before it's getting 9. Kinda heavy on my shoulders, tracking down some moments back in time. I could've swore that I was in it, down to every minute. Don't know what I was sipping, but I felt like I was doing fine. Oh my.
Despite it being a stinking hot day and the water looking so beautiful and inviting, we resisted the urge to jump in due to all the irukandji on the island at the moment. You will see by the end of this video there was a few irukandji incidences requiring a few people to be evacuated off the island. So after a quick lunch with $1 million view, we were back on the inland track, cutting back across the other side of the island and heading down to a freshwater creek for a refreshing swim. After that beautifully refreshing swim and snorkel, we rushed back home, got changed and headed to the Gari Beach Resort to celebrate Vic's birthday. We had a beautiful dinner there, had a nice cake to wind down our last night on the island. On our last day on the island, we had a slow start to the day, packed up our Airbnb and set up on the beach to try a bit of fishing. This was quite fruitless, so we headed inland, checked out Vally and stopped in again at Lake McKenzie. After enjoying Lake McKenzie for a couple of hours, we headed back to Kingfisher Bay. We grabbed a very late lunch at the sandbar, then we relaxed and waited around before we could board our barge back home. Alright guys, well that's our Gari trip all wrapped up. We are on the barge on the way back to mainland. What do you reckon?
We absolutely loved Gari. It was totally amazing. So much to see and do. Perfect for all age groups. The kids absolutely loved it. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, great trip, awesome time, loved it.
What was your favourite part?
Lake McKenzie. What about you guys?
Yeah, same. Lake McKenzie was the best.
Evelyn?
We went.
Where was your favourite place?
Lake McKenzie.
Yeah.
There you go. Consensus on Lake McKenzie. Beautiful water, clear water, white sand, and totally amazing.
Well, there is a lot to love about Lake McKenzie, and we kind of had the place to ourselves thanks to our little secret beach, but thank God telling everyone about that one. Okay, so what did you think about the driving? First time driving on the sand island, how was it?
Yeah, it was great. First time taking out the wild track, and I was very impressed with it. Done very well, and tracks were easy due to the rain obviously, but yeah, had a wonderful time. Great place to go with the family, and yeah, really enjoyed ourselves.
Alright, we had a pretty easy introduction to the island. I reckon next time we'll be camping, eh? What do you reckon?
Definitely down for that.
And now we've shown you the way. Even if we don't come together, you can bring the family all by yourselves, you'll be alright. Yeah,
we've seen all the good spots. We went to Lake McKenzie, we went to, where else did we go? Central Station, went to Maheno, Lake Wabby, went to Champaign pools, although the water was not clear that day because I think of the storms the previous days. Yeah, so we went to all the good hot spots and we thought they were all amazing.
And be aware of the jellyfish.
Yeah, be aware of the jellyfish,
Three stings,
the dingoes, and the goannas too, eh?
Carry dingo sticks, guys, out there. Be careful.
Or take
and stay in your group.
It's a good thing we didn't swim in Wathumba because there's 3 people airlifted out of Fraser over the last 2 days from stingers, eh? Anyways, we'll wrap up this video. Thanks very much for coming along, guys. We had an awesome time with you and can't wait to come back here again with you guys, and this time camping.
Yeah, bring it on.
Sweet.
Guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yoo!
Bye.
Come on. Yoo!
Bye.